Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day's going fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. We are doing some watercoloring today. Altenew has some brand new watercolor tubes over at their Altenew Artistry shop. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Altenew has two shops. They have their regular Altenew store, and then they also have the Altenew Artistry store. The Altenew store is geared more towards like us crafters who like card making and scrapbooking, whereas the Artistry is more art geared. So these are brand new over there to the shop. Eventually they'll be over at Altenew, but for right now they're over at the Altenew Artistry shop. These are brand new watercolor paint tubes. There's 10 of them, and I love that these are such vibrant colors. So we're going to use these on our project today. They also have some new Altenew Artistry watercolor paper, but instead of using that, what we're going to do is use the Altenew watercolor coloring book. There's some beautiful florals in here, and what I love about this book is, I think we're going to use this one, is you have a pale gray, which is great for no line watercoloring, or you have a black one. I'm going to use the black outline for today to do my watercoloring, and we're going to do, we probably won't use all of the colors, but we are going to swatch them out. So I'm going to go ahead and open them up. These are vibrant quality watercolors, and the difference between these ones are and the watercolor pan set is when you do use the tubes, you get more of a vibrant color with them. What I love is they included white. This is titanium white. I'm not going to name off the colors because I know I will say it wrong. So I have all 10, and let's take a look at these colors. I have some watercolor cardstock here, and rather than putting these in a palette pan, I'm going to use a blank metal pan here. This way we can actually use this when we're done. So this is Prussian blue. I'm going to go ahead and add these to empty half pans in my watercolor set here. Altenew sells these separately too. So, and I think eventually they're going to sell the half pans, but the empty half pans. But I used the ones that I had in my stash already to fill this. And then we have titanium white. And I want to add a lot of that because I know I will use a lot of the white here. Because I like to lighten up colors and mix them. So those are all our colors. Let's swatch them out really quickly. I'm going to be using my Altenew Artistry brushes. These are the fine watercolor brushes. And I'm going to use this when I paint today, but I'm going to use the next size for swatching. I went ahead and swatched out my colors, and you can see how vivid and how bright and vibrant they are. And I did decide to switch out my floral. We're going to do this large flower versus the other one. So we are going to jump in and get started. I have some clear water here, and I have my towel. I'm using the largest paintbrush in the Artistry by Altenew fine watercolor brush set, and we're going to jump in and get started. I'm going to play a little bit of music while I color, and I do want to make a disclaimer that I am not a watercolorist. I am self-taught. Everything that I do is just how I do it. I may be doing it wrong, so this is just my process. So I hope you enjoy it, and I will be back as soon as I'm done coloring. And my watercoloring is all done. I'm going to set this aside to dry, and we're going to work on our background. For my background, I'm using the Altenew Mix and Match Frame die set. It has, this piece here has like a decal edge, and we have this real pretty piece that will cut out a frame and then the inside pieces. I have the deckled edge die here that came in the set. I'm going to die cut this out with my a piece of vellum. And then with the inside frame here, we're going to die cut this out with white cardstock. I'm going to run this through my die cut machine and I'll be right back. We have our frame. I'm going to flip this around and I'm going to add some adhesive behind here. And I'm going to tack this down to my vellum. We're just going to center it. And then I have a panel that I created with watercolor cardstock. It's pretty close to the watercolor cardstock that we colored on. This measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. I'm going to adhere that to my card base. It's going to leave me a little bit of a white border on it. And then I'll take my frame portion and I'm going to add this to the center of that. So we have a few layers here. For my greeting, I'm going to be using the Altenew Woven Stripes set. And I'm going to use the greeting that says, "Today is going to be a great day." I really like that. So we have our greeting. I'm going to use my paper trimmer and trim this down. My greeting is all done. Now what we're going to do is take my scissors. We're going to fussy cut out our floral. I'm going to leave a little bit of a white border. My floral is all fussy cut out, okay, and I did put foam tape behind the back side. We're going to keep this card pretty clean and simple. And I'm going to place it on my panel so that this is overhanging on the left side. And I'm going to trim away what's overhanging here. I have my greeting. We're going to go, I did pop up my greeting with some foam tape. And I lined up the greeting on the right side here. I think that's going to work out great. And then we need some bells and whistles. For bells and whistles, I'm going to bring in some diamond stickles for my flower center here. And I'm going to add some sparkle. Add a little bit of shine, and then I have some gems. Just a little bit. It almost looks like dewdrops, which is really nice. And that will finish off my project today. If you love watercoloring, I think you're going to really love how bright and vibrant the Artistry by Altenew watercolor tubes are. I'll leave a link down below if you want to head on over and check it out. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.